Hello. Let me turn on Telegram because I know that's important. Okay. Welcome to episode 80 of Let's Talk Immigration. I'm the host, Curtis Morrison. If you have any questions today, you can drop them in the comment section on Facebook or YouTube, especially. If they're on Telegram or Instagram or something, my team will try to find them and get them to me, but they don't always. Okay. First thing I want to talk about is news. Big news in immigration in the United States right now, and that is because President Biden has issued a proclamation yesterday called a Proclamation on Securing the Border. If you have not heard about this, this is basically the same thing Trump did in 2018 that the court said was unlawful, where President Biden is trying to use authority under 212F to exclude people from seeking asylum to the U.S. Now he's not doing a blanket like excluding everybody from seeking asylum, but he's implementing policies that will make it more difficult for people to seek asylum, and especially when more than 2,500 people in one day show up at the border. Okay, so one thing I noticed about this proclamation, like, first of all, everybody hates it. The Republicans hate it because they think it's not doing enough. No matter what Biden did, it wouldn't be enough for them. You'd have to line up immigrants and shoot them, and then the Republicans would be like, why did you waste the bullets? I mean, like, there's no way to make Republicans happy on immigration. It's just not going to happen. But immigration advocates are not happy because this strips away people's ability to seek asylum. One of the things actually cuts back the amount of time an asylum seeker has to consult with an attorney from 24 hours to just 4 hours before their credible fear hearing. So here's what makes me mad, and this is my pet peeve. It's a little different than some of the other practitioners. The current situation is also the direct result of Congress's failure to update an immigration asylum system that is simply broken and not equipped to meet current needs. Well, guess what? If you let Congress actually do immigration reform, they are going to gut it. They're going to end many kinds of immigration to the U.S. So I'm kind of not an advocate of letting them redo it, because if they redo it, they're going to do away with it. Second thing here, stop blaming Congress for problems that you create. The State Department under President Biden, Secretary Blinken, has throttled immigration in more ways than I can count, and that is in part driving migration at the southern border. An example is the fact that there are 61,000 visa applicants awaiting the outcome of security advisory opinions following an interview where they submitted a DS 5535. Yet there are only 37 analysts in the SAC office assigned to process those 61,000 security advisory opinions. Why is that? Okay, another example is family preference category visas. Every year, Secretary Blinken has 226,000 of those visas that he could issue to eligible applicants. What's he do? Doesn't do that. No. Be surprised if he gets to 180,000, because it's not a priority. Immigration is not a priority of this administration. They pretend like it is. Priorities are things like tourists, because we have to make the hotels and Disney happy, and to some extent students, because we have to make somebody has to pay for the colleges, right? But legal immigration to this country, Secretary Blinken has done more to throttle and suspend it than anybody since his predecessor, right? So Secretary Pompeo, I guess. And, Blinken never talks about immigration. He acts like that's not part of his job, even though I sue him like 4 to 6 times a week because of unreasonable delays and unlawful policies related to immigration. I'll give you another example of how they're throttling legal immigration. You have all these embassies in Africa that are understaffed. Why is that? Why can't diversity visa selectees in Ethiopia go to Addis Ababa for interviews? Because there's not enough consular officers. There might be 1, maybe 2. They actually have on their website that, like, we're not going to schedule that many diversity visa selectees. I mean, like, if you can't schedule diversity visa selectees from Ethiopia, why are you even pretending to try? I mean, come on. Okay. Another example, Iranian employment-based visa applicants, they don't get interviewed. And if they do get interviewed, they go into AP. But a lot of them have been DQ'd for 2 or 3 years waiting for interviews. There's only 3 embassies that the State Department sends them to by default: Ankara, Abu Dhabi, and Yerevan, and all 3 of them have enormous backlogs because the State Department has not devoted the resources to allow them to interview, okay? Yerevan is a huge embassy. It's like the biggest embassy, the infrastructure, okay, the building itself. There's plenty of room for more consular officers there, okay? So that's just a few of the reasons that I think that Biden and Blinken are responsible for the migrant crisis, because they are cutting off the legal pathways to immigration, and then they're trying to blame Congress. I hate that. I hate that when you're part of a problem and then you blame somebody else. Like, take care of your own stuff, right? So I'll stop talking and ranting about this proclamation, and should I go to your questions, or should I update you on group lawsuits? So we did file our big group lawsuit for employment-based immigrants that are stuck in AP. We filed that in the Central District of California. What else have we done? Our first case for family-based Iranian applicants stuck in AP, Taharian, that survived motion to dismiss, that's continuing to be litigated, and we have an upcoming hearing on a motion to compel. Our motion to compel. The judge has been assigned because Judge Cormac Carney has retired, and so we have been reassigned to another judge. So that's interesting. Pars versus Blinken up in San Francisco, another case for family-based, a group lawsuit for family-based applicants in AP. The judge had us do a status report because there's just a couple applicants there that have not been cleared yet. And so we gave that status report, a few, I guess. And we are waiting for her order on the government's motion to dismiss. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of the main big cases we have going on. Let me switch to, and when I say we, I'm talking about me, which isn't always Morrison Urena, because you all know I have another law firm, Ready Go Law. And I get confused who I'm talking to about what. Okay. Somebody just says DV 2021 question mark. DV 2021 was a year where a lot of DV 2021 selectees, their journeys ended on October 1st, 2021. Period. Okay. If you happen to be a good luck or go plaintiff or eligible for a Ray visa, that's a different question than DV 2021 question mark. The majority of the visa journeys for DV 2021 selectees is over. I have to continue saying that because people come in and DV 2021 question mark. DV 2021 ended on October 1st, 2021 for the majority of fiscal year 2021 selectees. If you're a good luck plaintiff, go plaintiff. We're waiting for an interview for one of the embassies that was designated in the Ray order, your situation is different. And in that situation, we're waiting on the outcome of the appeal. Okay, it looks like all 4 of these questions, the first 4 questions, were DV 2021. Like, that's not a question. Come on. You want to come to America, you're going to need to learn English. And that means forming an entire sentence and not just saying DV 2021 ? Okay. I attended a citizenship interview yesterday, and part of that is they do an English test. Like you got to be able to understand English. You got to be able to write English. Not a lot of it, just a little bit. They do a history test. Okay. While we're waiting for a question that's not DV 2021 ? Here's a fun thing. A question that was posed. Let me give you some sample citizenship questions from the ones that were posed yesterday at this interview I was at. What was one of the root causes of the U.S. Civil War? Shall I wait for an answer? The answer is slavery. Okay. I think some people can get away with states' rights or something like that, but that's the answer. Another question, who was the U.S. president during the First World War? That would be Woodrow Wilson. Okay. How many U.S. senators are there? That would be 100. What is one of the protections in the First Amendment? Okay. Several answers there. You could say speech, religion, assembly, something else, actually. Anyway, those are some sample citizenship questions. Okay. Here's a question. Any update concerning the case at the appeal court? Okay, I guess you're talking about good luck. The case at the appeal court? And no, I do not have an update about that. So if you're tuning in for an update on Good Luck or Gomez, I do not have an update on that. Freedom of speech. Yes. Matango knew about the First Amendment. Sorry, I didn't say your name properly. Thank you for being awesome. You're welcome. Take a guess. Why is the appeal taking too long? Okay. Context for your questions. I guess you're Gomez. Good Luck. Gomez. Okay. It says the 2020 lawsuit. When can we get an order to start issuing Good Luck visas before the 2020 lawsuit? No, you're a Good Luck plaintiff. Okay. Two questions. Let's start with the first one. The appeal is taking so long because appeals take a long time. That's what happens with appeals. They take a long time. That's not the court's fault. That's President Biden's fault for appealing our victories in U.S. District Court of Columbia. Okay, second question. Can we get the order to start issuing Good Luck visas before the 2020 lawsuit? No, that doesn't even make sense. How would that be fair, first of all? Because Good Luck's DV 2021 and 2020 lawsuit is Gomez for 2020 selectees. They've waited one more year than you, first of all. But second of all, they are procedurally further along. In 2020, they already have summary judgment. In Good Luck, we do not have summary judgment. In Go, they have summary judgment. It's a different situation. And in Ray, they don't need summary judgment. All this can be confusing. I understand. DV 2020, please. Not really a question. Is there any update about the motion to expedite DV 2021 plaintiffs? Okay, so first of all, the motion to expedite was really for the Gomez class crafted that, and it's bringing the circuit court's attention to the hardship of the DV 2020, and it was kind of like formatted around the DV 2020 situation. Because if the court's not willing to move on DV 2020 and you've waited 1 year or less, they're not likely to do something for you either. So that's what's going on there. Now, as far as like an update on the motion, the government didn't file an opposition to it. So I don't think that they even oppose it. They want an answer on the appeal too. Don't be excited about that. That's probably because they think they can win. But regardless, they're probably wrong. They're wrong about most things. The way we would see an outcome of the motion to expedite is we would see an order, okay? We would see the opinion of the 3-judge panel. So if we see that opinion of the 3-judge panel soon, that means they found the motion to expedite compelling. If we don't see it soon, that means they did not find the motion compelling. Sunlight in my brain. I got to get out. Okay. Any news about good luck case? I think I've been talking about that already. No. Ricardo says, what will happen with this EO? When will the court block it? Ricardo, good question. I'm thinking about the legal challenges that are going to be brought against it and who's going to do them. And I don't know for sure that it would be blocked. It really, a lot of things out of our control. It could be blocked by next week, or it might not even be blocked, you know? So we just kind of got to wait and see. Matthew Smith says, can you share what the changes in transferring cases mean in a practical way? Great question, Matthew Smith. So what Matthew Smith is referring to, did I talk about this in the past live? I can't remember if I did or not. I had shared on Twitter and Telegram where, actually, I'm not going to try to find the tweet, where I had noticed in the Foreign Affairs Manual that they had made an update recently where they have changed the criteria for KCC, NVC, consular officers on reassigning interview locations with respect to the requirements for residency. Like it used to be, you had to be a resident of a district to get your interview location reassigned to that district as far as an immigrant visa, a permanent, like a lawful permanent resident kind of thing, except that the embassy had discretion if there was something in between, like you just had physical presence. The updates to me, what they look like now is they've given better like guidance on that to where embassies, NVC, KCC maybe have less discretion. And I don't know how it's going to work out yet. I know we've got one case where the interview location was changed that I didn't expect for it to be changed. So that could always happen. I don't know. I know that like the influencer Britt Simon is very optimistic. And I think maybe that's because he didn't go deep into the details of the chart. I didn't go as deep as I wanted to because I went deep enough to realize it wasn't what I wanted it to be. There's still some spaces where the State Department should change an interview location, in my view, where they might not. But real important, if you're a DV 2024 selectee and you're wanting to change your interview location, you probably do not have a chance. Well, it's two different kinds of selectees. Ones that are homeless applicants where they don't have a embassy in their home country, like Iranians and Yemenis. You have more flexibility with getting your interview location changed. But there's other kind of visa applicants that have a home embassy, an embassy in their country. If you're in that country and there's an embassy in your country, Ethiopia, there's Addis Ababa in your country, you're going to have a very difficult time changing your interview location if you do not move, physically relocate, because then at least you have the argument that says, hey, look, I am in this city because this is where I am now. If you can't even say that, you're not going to be able to change your interview location. Okay. Lola says, any news about DV 2021 good luck case? If I had news about DV 2021 good luck, I would let good luck plaintiffs, you'll get an email from me, okay? I do not have news. Okay. If I apply for a student visa for Europe, can it affect my DV case? I'm good luck plaintiff. Just you applying for a student visa will not affect your DV case. However, choosing a life path may, and let me tell you why. Let's say you decide you're going to go study in Norway and you're in Norway, and then we win the appeal and we win summary judgment, and good luck, and the State Department says, you know what, let's just get this over with. We're just going to issue all 6,914 good luck visas in 2 months. And you're in Norway and your interview is scheduled for Kathmandu. That could be a problem, right? So the answer to your question is no. Just applying for a student visa in Europe will not affect your DV case, but where you physically are very much could affect your DV case, but we don't know if it's going to be good or bad, okay? It might end up being good, say, because like in the context of DVs, if they let you change your interview location, well, Europe embassies tend to not have backlogs, where embassies in the global South, for some reason, President Biden, tend to have backlogs. EB5 Insider wanted to advertise, and they did. Okay, take a guess says, does having no summary judgment mean it will take longer? I'm talking about Good Luck 2021. Yes. After we get the outcome of the appeal in Good Luck, that doesn't mean that they could start issuing visas. That's not how it works procedurally. We have to win summary judgment. It's fully briefed, and Judge Mehta completely understands the legal issues and arguments. So I would not expect extremely bright attorney, extremely bright judge. I would not expect for him to need months, several months to issue summary judgment. Possibly more than a month, though, because it is going to be an order that's going to require some work. Okay. But I'm confident that we will win summary judgment, but we haven't done that step. And so, yes, it's going to take longer. Gomez is going to get visas issued before Good Luck. That's just the reality. Paul says, thank you. Matthew says, thank you. No more questions. So, do you have any tips? I say this tip a lot. If you're issued a visa to the United States, do not fly back to Iran. Do not fly back to, oh, I have to go see my cousin in Turkey. No. Go to the airport, get on a plane that comes in the U.S. Because once you enter the U.S., Custom and Border Patrol, they stamp your visa in your passport with a I-551 stamp. You acquire the rights of a lawful permanent resident. And that is wonderful. And if instead you decide to go like in circles around the planet on little trips, the State Department can revoke your visa at any time. They can cancel it. And the Custom Border Patrol can decide that they're not going to admit you. So anything that you do between the time you're issued visa and the time you enter the U.S. that's not on a plane headed to the U.S., I'm worried about you. I'm thinking you don't understand what's at stake, okay? I've had success with a lot of clients lately where we've been able to get them issued visas, and they're like, okay, well, it says it's good for 6 months, so I'm going to wait for 5 months before I enter the U.S. I'm like, okay, well, last week I had COVID. Okay, what happens if you get COVID, like your visa expires in 1 week and you get COVID in that week, and so you can't get on a plane? How's that work? Your immigration journey ends? I mean, like, do not procrastinate. When you have an issued immigrant visa in your passport, get on a plane and come to the U.S. I just love to get that tip off of my shoulder every once in a while. Just joining. Any news for Good Luck 2021? No. Thank you for asking. Zoomer, but what if I do not have I-94 online since I got my TN in 10/20/23? I don't understand the context for this question, so I can't answer it. Okay. Let's wrap up early today, okay? I think episode 81 next Wednesday is going to be fabulous. Okay, let's do that. So I'll see you all next week. Oh, one more thing. Iranian family-based group lawsuit for those in AP. I am going to be announcing that in the next few days. However, it's just going to be an announcement about the opportunity. It's not going to be onboarding. We're not going to start onboarding till the end of till about the middle of the month, okay? And then probably filing at the end of the month. It's going to be more affordable than an individual mandamus lawsuit, because I know a lot of families want to fight for their relative who's stuck in AP, but it's cost prohibitive. They can't afford an individual mandamus lawsuit, and they're wanting a more affordable option. So we will be offering that, and I will be announcing it in the coming days. So take care of yourself. Okay. Bye-bye.